Hello, everybody. This is again my corner tea bar, and I have an undisclosed source classic 58, which is a Dian Hong. And what is a Dian Hong? Dian Hong is basically a red tea from Yunnan, and being Yang, the short kind of like nickname for Yunnan area. Hong red, so Yunnan red. The classic 58 name comes from, as far as I understand, one of the factories, Fenking, figured out this way of doing red tea in 1958, and then everyone loved it, and therefore they were like, we gotta keep doing this, and they just kept doing that. 58, and it does have a smell, and then from then, still doing it. But not only them, this probably is not from Fenking, probably from somewhere else. I see that online you can get teas, this classic 58 made by like single source, small batch, farmer direct, blessed by the monks and whatever, organic and everything. I need to drink tea. I'm tired. I was actually out there fighting with the chicken coop again, trying to make the bald eagle not able to eat my chickens anymore. And I think I fed the bald eagle community here. I'm very proud. I fed them organic chicken. I fed them 10 chickens. So I am pretty proud to say that I've sponsored the growth of the bald eagle community here in this area by feeding them organic live chickens during the winter. 10. Okay, so this got like some sort of candy, sugary-ish um, smell to the dried leaves. The dried leaves are, this needle shape. Looks like hair almost. Besides that, kind of like very far distant, like coffee or burnt caramel. Classic 58, classic good, red tea honcha. All right, so we'll calm down, and I'm gonna do the rinse that I don't throw away. Why don't throw away this rinse is because you don't want to throw away the rinse. You don't want to not drink the rinse of a good classic 58, or for that matter, even like Yunnan Gold that they have there, or other Yunnan good Yangongs, because it tastes like chocolate, and some people hate the fact that you say that it tastes like cocoa and hot cocoa or whatever, but that's pretty much what I get from people when I show them this tea. So in terms of the rinse, it's like slightly fruity notes like pear and maybe peachy aroma to the rinse. It has some coconut, but man, I would actually this one. There's a brand of these cherries that I used to use for a Manhattan that is called Barabing, and for some reason it gave me that Barabing edge to it. But the hot cocoa is there, especially like the aftertaste of this rinse. That very strange, reason for which it tastes like hot cocoa. I don't know. but it does. That especially when it goes down, it just around your tongue, in the back of the roof of the mouth or something. It just totally tastes like hot cocoa. Kind of crazy. Mm. There is a fruit that I can't remember. Maybe some sort of a currant or something, like a very ripe berry. I believe it's a currant. One of those wild, California currants or something. I had in my front yard, and I used to like eat them. They suck because you try to get them out and they just like melt on your hands when you're trying to get them out of the branch. But they're very tasty. Yeah, I think it's that type of wild currant. I don't know if it's wild, man, but it's like California native plant, I think. There's some other fruit. They're like, I don't know, that like a ripe plum or something like that. I'm gonna give it a little bubbly. One thing that I wanted to say as the update, or like just a word on this channel, it is not my intent to come across as an expert. More like a layman's, just do drinking tea. I love the, excuse me, I love the playing with the teaware. I love guy ones, man. Guy ones are awesome. I do like Chinese tea more than anything. I'm really getting interested in some like Nepalese stuff. They're pretty good things there in that area. Um, but I don't want to come across as an expert because I'm not. And I think it's valuable to have a perspective of someone who doesn't know much, because he's really telling you like, all right, this is how it goes. Me, I know enough. I've been doing this for 5 years, but that's not a lot of time. You'll know. If you know, you know. That's not a lot of time. I'm gonna hit it with like hot water right now to see if it has any astringency in it, but I'm not really sure what the brand is. Friends basically sold me some classic 58 for me to have some, but I don't remember. I don't think he wrote down anywhere. He didn't tell me really where he got it from. It might have. It might have most likely come from a place called Stone Leaf in Vermont that he used to work at, or used to go there or something. But a bunch of his teas that he had were from Stone Leaf, and I have a lot of them. It's pretty good place actually. I'm gonna put that link in the description. Stone Leaf Teahouse has a bunch of good teas. You should check it out, and it's not expensive. Um, Not expensive at all. You should check it out. They have different countries, nationalities, and whatever. So I'm not an expert. Neither is my son, of course. He loves doing this stuff. He loves, being in. He's that's his cup right there. He loves being in the videos as well, and it's a good thing. This weekend had people over. We had a full table here. It was like 4 people plus me, and drinking tea and stuff. It's just a good thing. It's not alcohol. um, Telling people stories of why Wulong is called Tianmonjin, or Thunderstruck, or whatever. The story of Puar, and why is that the beings are the size that they are, and how is that Sheng becomes a commodity in the early 2000s, and all of these things. So it was a good thing. It's nice to host like that and to share with people something awesome. They were loving it. They ended up, like jumping up and down and being all weird. So I think I got them tea drunk, but I'm not an expert. Okay. And this is all about just having some fun with it and making some more fun videos and just talking about this is how it tastes. A little goofy here and there, pretty goofy here. And so Been thinking about maybe once in a while. Really like the TDB. Danny is doing some little philosophical things. Maybe I'll drop a video once in a while about my thoughts on Taoism or Stoicism or anything. Those things that I think we all would benefit from hearing. It's a little reminder. But he's doing a pretty good job. So I'm also gonna leave a link to one of his videos that I like. For example, one of the last ones he published, pretty good. So just come over here, have some tea, and in terms of Shang and all the Shang reviews that I'm doing, especially like Mr. Mobile Shanks, um, dude, it's pretty cool because I showed up there and I was like, dude, I don't know anything about Shang. It's been 5 years and now I think I'm ready for it. But why don't you send me like some sampler and I'll pay you for it and of the stuff that will show me what Shang's all about, you know? And dude sent me some teas and I picked one. I ended up buying a cake. It's one of our favorites. Um, love it. But when I review them, I have no idea what it is, dude. Like I just put the name there. I have no idea, and I drink it. And if I like it, you'll see it in my face, and if I don't, you'll see it in my face. I'm trying to not be mean or whatever. That's not the idea, because it's an acquired taste, right? So some people may love a tea that I don't like, and some people may like a tea that I don't love. I'm gonna put this to the side because I'm gonna show you the color of this thing. This is definitely red tea. But the main thing is that I am not biased by either the price of it or what it really means or the name of it or like who did it and like how many people died in the process, falling from the cliffs, while they were trying to get the little leaves and stuff. I'm not biased by any of that, except that, I'm trying not to sound like a douchebag when I'm not very impressed with a tea. But that's a very honest, non-biased, way of appreciating tea. However, because of my lack of experience in um, understanding and appreciation of tea in the terms of Sheng, I will most likely tend to like things that are more familiar with me, like what I now understand is wet storage, which will be very similar to what HAs are. And I like HAs, so it will be more familiar, so I'll tend to maybe go there. I know that some people love um, these that are more on the dry side, but I'm getting to know the wet storage teas first. So I get my feet wet in there. Maybe later I'm gonna do more of that dry storage, and ultimately, from now, not now, but from now to the future, in the future at some point, I'm gonna do some uh, maybe like what I'm talking about is videos of just Yongsheng, raw Yongsheng. And the reason is because I just don't have enough background to just be like, or even brewing them right. You know what I mean? So this is classic 58 again. Just want to drop a little bit of talkie in the middle. But if I want to show you how it is, red. And yeah, so people enjoy tea in different ways, right? Like some people really like to sit on the floor and do a whole kind of like ritualistic thing, and that's all good. You can tell that's not my thing. This is a bar. It has uh, a little drier, astringent feel of that bitterness of burnt caramel and the cocoa notes are gone. Oh, it's red tea. So you're like, man, that tasted, I can have it like that, but maybe my people here are not gonna enjoy it like that. Tell them to look at the, you know, bald eagle that is just going, outside, and they'll turn around and you put some more water, like I just did, and it's okay. That's the good thing about some good honcha is that if it's well oxidized, there is not much of that green left in there. You can put some water in it, and then people are gonna be like, yeah, yeah. So without that much um, concentration, it's a lot more pleasurable. And the notes are gonna be the same the rest of the time, so I'm not gonna just bore you with like 20 different steeps until it becomes more like, oh, you have to hit it again. We have a game in this channel. It's like every time I say the word like when I shouldn't say it, it's just kind of like to say that. And so it means that you gotta hit the bong because I said the word like when I shouldn't have. Yeah, I would keep the same description I did for the first steep, and I would, yeah, or the rinse, and I would just subtract the coconuts. It's very just classic black tea. I mean red tea. Nothing very unique at this point. Yeah, well, I could, if I was blindfolded, I would probably have a hard time distinguishing English breakfast from this. I'm not really sure where this came from. Um, so it could be, who knows, from Walmart or whatever. You know what I mean? They actually did sell some classified at one point. Um, but it's pretty good, anyways. I mean, definitely a really good tea there. Yeah. So summarize. Not an expert, just drinking some tea, making some recordings. It's good for me. It actually lets me see how messed up it is my ESL, still my accent, and how is that I talk using words that I shouldn't use, or maybe completely not following through an idea, or cutting before I end an idea and then I start with the next one. I've noticed all these things. So it's kind of therapeutic, to be able to analyze the way I talk. I was like, oh wow, that's why sometimes people don't understand what I'm saying. It's not because of my accent, it's because I just make no sense. And which is good, it's a good thing to not make no sense. I mean, I could probably be a president or something. I don't know, a politician. Answer a question and just talk and not answer the question. That's magic. I mean, I just know how people do it. Someone asks you a question, and they just start talking about something else, and they're like, okay. And then ask you another question, and that's how it goes. Um, yeah, nothing new in this. So please keep commenting if you have any input about anything. And remember that we're not taking things seriously. We're not trying to be experts on anything. It's just an entertainment little channel. As you see, it's little. And yeah, just a family thing. Hope you enjoy. And don't take my advice or reviews seriously.